Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of the Hopry. My name is Mark Starr, and today we're going to be taking a look at a very special beer. Now, there are only 3 beers on the Hopry that I've ever given a perfect score, and this is one of them, the Boulevard Imperial Stout. The one that I reviewed before, though, with Tim, we actually reviewed that one at the brewery, and that was the 2008 edition, which at that time, was probably easily one of the best beers that I've ever had. Just a very, very amazing beer. Now, in 2011, they released this beer again, which is what we're going to look at today. However, there were 2 different batches, and batch 2, which was the batch that was delivered here to Kansas City, was infected with Brettanomyces. And so I actually had, I think, maybe 3 or 4 of those, and they all had this really kind of sweet but sour, kind of a tobacco character going on in there. You could really tell that Brett had kind of taken over a little bit. Now, I have not had the uninfected batch, which is what we're going to be looking at today, which is batch 1. I haven't had these yet, so I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm hoping to get something a little bit closer to that 2008. Now, I do know, and it's not on the bottle here, but I do know that in the 2008 edition, I believe only 10% of it was aged in bourbon barrels. And I'm not sure the exact percentage on this one, but I think it's quite a bit higher than 2008. So again, really anxious to get this one in a glass and see how it compares to that other one. So here we go. And by the way, as I'm pouring this, I just wanted to say that some friends of mine and I went down to the lake not too long ago. And I actually still had one of my 2008s left, and I'm telling you, it was still drinking amazing. So while this one doesn't quite have 2 years on it, neither did the 08 when we reviewed it a little over a year or so ago. So anyway, let's go ahead and dig in. Color-wise, really, really dark black. I can see a hint of ruby red color when I hold it up to the light. But other than that, this is a very dark, nice-looking beer. It's got that, traditional sort of tan to chocolatey colored head on it. Not a whole ton of head, but that's fine. There's enough on there to really kind of help facilitate those flavors, to help open that beer up, and that's what we're looking for. So let me go ahead and smell it and see how this one compares. And I just want to point out, I think this is the first time ever on the Hopry that I've reviewed the second beer twice. So pretty interesting. Here we go. Man, this thing smells good. Okay, so I'm getting this like dark fruit note right up front, which is obviously coming from the malts that they're using in here. I am getting a little bit of that oaky vanilla character, not a whole lot though. It's really got that, signature Belgian aroma that, I really have come to love with Boulevard Stouts. But yeah, I'll tell you, this thing smells really good right up front, so it's got to taste good. Let's go ahead and try it. Cheers. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of barrel in this one, a lot more I should say than the 2008. The 2008 to me was very kind of subtle in its barrel aging flavors and aromas. This one's more up front, so you get this really nice vanilla oakiness up front. Definitely getting those dark fruits, which again I really like about Stevens Imperial Stout. It really kind of gives it that Belgian stamp to it. There's a really good bitterness in here, that's really kind of helping cut that sweetness. But there's lots of chocolate, getting some tobacco right on the end, as the beer finishes, which, I did get from the 2008. And I also got that from the infected 2011. I think the main difference, obviously, is that you kind of get that, wild yeast character in the infected batch that you're not getting in this one. Yeah, all in all, this is just a really well-made beer. I'm going to have to say that I like the 2008 a lot better, just because I do like how subtle it was. This is still a very, very good beer. You know, for you guys on the coast or anywhere else who are always wanting to try to, you know, trade for some Boulevard beers, try to get this one if you can. Now, if all you can get is the infected batch, you know, you're not going to be upset by any stretch. But I think this is the superior beer. I think the 2008 was superior to it. But yeah, just a really enjoyable beer. For a big, huge stout that clocks in at, what is it, 11%? Yeah, 11%. This is a really easy drinking Imperial Stout. But another, you know, huge success for Steven and the guys down at Boulevard. I don't know what else to say except that I just really love this beer. And that's it for today. Until we get together next time, cheers.